Hello everyone, welcome once again to the Youth Arise Chat Line. Today being the first Tuesday in the month of August, it is a pleasure to have you back on Checkmate with Pius, and it's nice having you every week to week, back to back. You have been awesome and amazing following us on this Youth Arise Chat Line. We never take your time for granted. Thank you for your likes, your comments, your shares. For the love you have for this team, we celebrate you there. God bless you. And it's going to be a wonderful week to every one of us. This week, we are coming to you with a very important topic, and it's going to cut across so many facets of life. But with me on the show today, I'm not the only one. I have a very big fish that, you'll be glad to meet today. And I won't be the one to introduce him. I will just give him the grace, the permission to introduce himself. All right, with me on the show today is...
I'm Victor. Thank you, man of God. My name is Victor Uchechukudike.
Yeah.
It's a pleasure to be on set today with you, sir.
Thank you so much, Engineer Victor, for acting to our invite. For not turning us down. It's a pleasure to really have him. He's a big fish, and he's going to be the first on Youth Arise Chat Line. Like you have always said, once you are guest once, you will always love to come back. So always expect to see more of him on this show. All right, this is Checkmate with Pius, and this week we are bringing to you this topic that is tagged Trust Scarcity. Somebody be wondering, what is the meaning of this? That is, where is trust, and why is trust scarce? And to be honest with you, when we were growing up, we saw something different, and today that's okay, whatever age we are now, as if things are getting different. The level of trust among individuals, among friends, even in relationship. Come to marriages today, you say, I can't trust my spouse, I can't trust my whatever. And even that young child, as young as he is, at 10 years, I can't trust what he can do. Even my business partner, my business colleagues, I can't trust.
Sure.
And why is this thing really happening? So we are going to be looking into why is trust scarce among us. As individual, in Christendom, in our business world, in family, we are going to be looking into trust scarcity. But before we delve into the topic quickly, I want to just beg of you, as you are connected, please share the link. Tell somebody to look for something to sit down, and enjoy the show with us today. And don't forget to give your opinion, your view. Why is it difficult for you to, as a person, to trust? Maybe somebody has betrayed you before, this is a time you need to rub minds together. All right, going to the show, Mr. Victor. People have different opinions about the issue of trust.
Yeah.
So I don't know, what is your own view? How will you describe the word trust? People want to learn from you.
Hello, viewers. Once again, it's my pleasure to be on set with this great man.
Thank you, sir.
It's a privilege, yes, and I wouldn't take it for granted. The word trust, you cannot deal. Will I say? There are some certain things you cannot just do when you cannot trust, right? Like in marriages, for instance, you cannot just leave your wife back then when you don't trust her. Because a lot of people feel, it's all about, since I love her, it's not about love. You cannot love without trust.
Let's note that you cannot love without trust.
Yes.
Trust begat love.
Yes, exactly. So it's important to note that you don't just trust. And when trust is being given, do not ever take it for granted. Because trust is something that can take years to build. But within a twinkle of an eye, it's destroyed. That's as fragile as that. Right? So one has to be very, very careful how he lives his life, how he works with his fellow human being. Maybe it could be your neighbor, it could be your brother, it could be your sister, like that. So the word trust, for me, is somebody giving you something. For instance, in a layman's language, I want to give you a car, right? I want to give you this car. I believe that when I give it to you, nothing should happen to it by the time I come back for it. So by the time I come back for it, I am expecting, or I expect to have the same car in the same shape by which I give it to you. Right? So you share a word with me out of confidence because you know your secrets are safe with me. For you to share some certain secret with me, that means you trust me that should not go out.
There's a level of trust that you have in somebody before you can share certain secrets. Let's learn from that. All right, thank you, Mr. Victor. It's very, very deep. Like I told you, it's a very, very big fish on the show today. Right? In those days when we were growing up, I read on the news, and I heard people saying, especially in the church, that companies in those days, that they always they used to write to Christian gatherings and request for maybe brothers or sisters that are just newly graduated from the school to come and work with them.
Okay.
Something begat that. And that's, I want to believe it was a level of trust they put in the church in those days, that anybody coming from the church, once we employ this person in our organization, the person we are very safe. But today it's as if the tide is changing, and even if you are coming from the pulpit, now let us watch him very well. And if even greets you good morning, you'll be scared to respond good morning, but say, let me check my time. If that good morning is really good morning. Now the question is this. Why? Okay, let me first ask, is the issue of trust scarce in Christendom among us as Christians?
Whoa.
Let's start from there.
Whoa. It's really, 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 really scarce. Right? As a matter of fact, in the world we are living today, it's quite difficult to trust. That word, trust. While I was coming up, do you know, I was coming up under my father's watch, right? He told us as his children, he said, my reputation took me many years to have you built. Any of my child who dares destroys it, I will kill him. So he put that fear in us because he understands what it means to be trusted. When people around you comes and they say, can we, like in the Bible, when Abraham and God was negotiating, he wants to destroy the town called Sodom and Gomorrah. They were negotiating, if I am able to find this, I will not do this. And that was the way my father was living. He doesn't want a situation whereby you come into the town, people will say, don't near him. Rather, go to this man, he will give you what you want. That is the trust. So, but in the world of today, you see that you have a believer whom you believe so well that you and him have the same faith, have the same belief, have everything, right? As a matter of fact, he should be the one that you can say, bro, come and do this with me, right? But you find it very, very difficult these days because that trust is gone. Okay, somebody told me something a few days ago. A pastor, right, came to her shop and said, please, ma, I want you to do this. I am assuring you that once you do this, you must benefit from it. And this lady said vehemently, I'm not going to do anything once this thing is involved. My husband have warned me before now not to do it. He said, I swear with my calling, right, that you must benefit from this. And funny enough, the woman was tempted because he happens to be a pastor.
In quotes.
In quotes, right? Gave her the money for that to be done. And at the end of the day, it was done. A few weeks later, stories came out. Sister, it didn't work out though. And mind you, this same man of God was the same person that said, if he fails, I will give you back your money. A few weeks again, he called the same lady and said, and that one is out though. I will use this money and get you enrolled in this. Right? So that you will be able to recover your money. That thing alone made the woman to draw a little bit back to say, are you sure that this is a real man
This
of
will
God?
be.
Do you understand? So even if trust could be scarce in the church amongst brethren, how much more?
In the world outside there.
If a pastor can actually tell you something and do a different thing, how much more in the world? So trust is very, very scarce in the world we are living in today.
Well, thank you, Mr. Victor. And to the outside world there, what do you have to say as regards this topic? To you, what is the meaning of trust to you? How will you describe the word trust? And if we are going to analyze it very, very sincerely, I don't know whatever religion you believe in, if you are a Christian or you are into whatever, is trust scarce in your setting? Yes, we are talking from the Christian setting now, that why is trust scarce among believers, even in the church? In the same department, in the same denomination. We're not even talking about, okay, I'm from this denomination, you're from another denomination. We're talking from the same denomination, from the same four walls of the church.
Okay.
Why can't I go into business with this person? Why can't I entrust my female child in the care of this family? Because of the fear that maybe the man of the house will molest the child before I return. We have cases of that. Why can't I involve in business with this my fellow brother that we are in the same department together? No, because we have heard stories of people like that they try it, but the money never come out up to tomorrow.
Yeah.
We have had cases of people, okay, that, oh, don't worry, I'm going to marry you. You just stay back home in Africa, and here, I am in Istanbul. You know the Wazoo. And here they come. You understand? Ladies, I think I'm speaking your mind there.
I believe.
They let the ladies outside there, and here are they in Istanbul or any part of, the Europe.
The world.
And before you know, social media is filled up with pictures. And so person is getting married to so person.
Yeah.
And lady back and say, oh, wow, I've waited all this year, I've waited all this while. Why in particular? Let us even ask, why is it? What is the curse? Why is it that trust is scarce among us as believers? What do you think could be the curse? Or what are some of the curses that we can easily trace?
In the world of today, so many things are wrong, right? Mothers are not doing what they are supposed to do. Parents, per se, not particularly mom. Parents are not doing what they are supposed to do in the lives of their children. And that is why it is affecting us today. It is really, really affecting us today. Right? Now, it baffles me that I should have something I can share with my brother in the church. Okay? To say, bro, I know this is your line. You can actually help me to do this. Instead of me to do that, I will go out there and look for another person because I don't want issues tomorrow. It's quite painful. In the church, if not for the fact that we have done things the wrong way, the best place to get somebody to do business with is in the house of God.
Among the brethren.
Yes, is in the house of God. Thank God for the people I have around our church. People I've met so far in New Life Assembly. Majority of them, in fact, all of them that have come across with as businessmen, none of them has ever disappointed me.
Thank God for that. Shout out to all NLE
You
members
understand?
there. Take it.
None has ever disappointed. That is exactly what we are looking at from members, rather than trying to get that money from us when you know too well you cannot deliver. When you know too well that you cannot do this business, you want to just get that money. I think one of the issues again that is causing this thing is too much want. Too much want. I just want to be known. I just want to have this money. I just want to be there. When you know you cannot do that. That's why a lot of our youth are doing what they are not supposed to do today, because they feel they are running a competitive race, therefore making mistakes in life. We need to go back to the Bible. Go back to the Bible, read to know how trust is being built. Try to know how to relate with your brothers so that you don't make mistakes. Because for me, I don't just want to make money, then tomorrow my legacy will not be remembered. Right? Somebody said something yesterday on the WhatsApp. I looked at it, I said, I laughed. What he said, when I remember that in the year 2099, most of us must have gone. What comes into my mind was, what could I be remembered with? So, but if I'm able to do the right thing with you, Bro Pius, even if I'm not there, behind me, you should talk good about me. It gives me a lot of referrals comes to me because I believe I've done the right thing. So in the church, when you're not doing the right thing, a lot of businesses that should be channeled to you will run away.
Thank you, Mr. Victor. From what you have said, I pick a very important point there, that as much as trust is scarce among us as believers, there are still some few people you can still entrust some things to their care.
Sure.
So it's not that generally everybody is not to be trusted again.
Of course.
The question is, as an individual, can you be trusted? That's the question. So if you as a person, you can be trusted where you are, that means trust is found in that place. So, and no matter what is happening, one person must stand out.
Sure.
One person must stand as the light,
Sure.
at least to show that this thing is possible. If people are saying it's not possible, you can tell them it is possible. All right, I want us to look into some practical instances.
Okay.
You know, where you have betrayed your trust to somebody. Now we are going to be more practical now.
Okay.
And others outside there, I don't know, if in one time or the other you have betrayed your trust to somebody and you know your trust is being broken. It might be in time of relationship, business, just any area. Just feel free to share with us. We want to learn from you. We are learning from one another today.
Yeah.
So some of the areas that you know you have experienced a broken heart, in quote, in the time of giving out trust and trusting somebody with something and trusting, you know, something very important.
That we worship together back home. Came to Turkey. My wife told him, my husband is now in Turkey. She said, you didn't tell me that he was coming to Turkey, and he didn't even tell me. The woman came to Turkey, called me. I went to the hotel to see her. There, I met her with another customer or a friend. There, she introduced me to the same woman. That same night, around 8 p.m., I took that same woman to the market where she saw the gin I was putting on. She said she wants to buy this kind of gin. I took her to the place. That same night, we came back around 11 p.m. because it wasn't in the market. Now, she said, okay, don't worry. When I get back to Nigeria, I will do something for you. I said, no problem. In less than 3 months, the woman started calling me that she wants this, she wants that. To my greatest surprise, she introduced me to more than 4 persons. And those people started paying in dollars.
Wow.
Thousands. Like, on mere saying that this guy can be trusted. Do you understand? So a lot of people do not even understand what they are missing when they are not doing the right thing. As per, you don't want to trust. You don't want to be trusted. Right? Like, I have a colleague whom somebody paid into his account about $3,000 for him to purchase some certain things for this same customer. This woman did not call 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 1 year, 2 years. That money was wrapped and kept somewhere until the day the woman woke up and called him. He said, I waited for you all these years. You are not calling. What happened? The woman narrated her own story. He said, okay, don't worry. Your money is safe.
Wow.
Do you understand? So some people can be trusted. Yes. Not that it's really, really scarce per se. People can still be trusted.
Some can still be trusted. Right, we have different instances where trust has been betrayed. Okay, betrayed. Yeah, because you know, people have gone into a relationship with the mindset of this person is going to get married to me. Okay. I have ladies around me like that. They have given their all to guys, and before you know, no, that one is one lady just passed through the front of that brother, and the guys look at this, and the attention is shifted. totally forgotten the person he has for over 2 years.
Do you know? Yesterday I was watching something on Facebook, a prank, right? Somebody promised a lady marriage, a serious relationship, right? So he just called these guys that are into pranking people. He said, I want you to prank my boyfriend. We are into a serious relationship. There, the guy called and said, I'm doctor this and this and this. The guy said, okay, what do you want? The guy said, I saw your result somewhere that you are impotent, you cannot impregnate a woman in any time, any day. You understand like that? So why that was happening? Do you know, to my greatest surprise, this guy shouted, who told you that I cannot do it? My wife just gave birth to a child about 3 months ago. Who told you? This lady now was broken. You could imagine somebody have given all of her to a man.
And the wife just gave birth 3 months ago.
Yes, and he was still busy deceiving.
Dating another lady. That's serious. Some guys could be heartless. Sorry to say, but some guys could be heartless. So if there's no need for you, if you don't need that lady, why must you allow her commit herself, her mind, her everything into you when you have somebody else, maybe back home in Africa or anywhere, and you purposely remove your ring from your finger. If you're the type that uses ring, you remove your ring from your finger to deceive that lady. No, it's not fair. It's not fair. Because the truth is that whatever you sow, you are going to reap.
Sure.
Yeah. If you do it to other ladies, you are going to have a female child.
Of course.
And you never pray that such happens to your own daughter. So please, guys outside there, let us learn from this. Whatever we won't do, to give glory to God, let us run and desist from it.
Okay.
In business world, people have trusted people with money. Deliver goes to me, and the number is changed. You get it now?
It happened to me.
Yeah, even in the church. Oh, brother, please. Oh, I'm sorry. I am seriously in need of this. Please lend me a certain amount of money. And you give out the money before you know. They will come to you very, very gentle when they want to borrow the money. But when it's time to pay back, problem will happen.
Yeah.
Even if you call their number, they won't pick your call again.
Yeah.
And that is the problem. Even if it's happening in Christendom. So tomorrow night, somebody else comes. This is taking us to the next point, which probably we are going to be rounding off with.
Okay.
What are some of the losses as individual or as children of God we are losing because of this issue of betrayal of trust? I want to believe we are disadvantaged in some areas because of some people have done something, and maybe some people are now paying the price of what somebody else has done. I want us to look at some of the disadvantages attached to betrayal of trust among us as individuals and as a team, as believers. Let's quickly look into some of those disadvantages. And as our audience outside there, what do you think would be the outcome or some of the outcome of lack of trust among us? Some of the things we lose as individuals if we can be trusted. Let's hear your view. Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Like the lady that was broken from the story I just narrated, in her life, it will be very, very difficult for such a person to trust again.
Damn.
Do you understand? For somebody who have lost millions, or even if it's 100,000, it will be quite difficult for such a person to give in again. Right? So, trust issues is a very serious issue. Trust, that word trust, I don't play with it. And when you play with it, mess around it, like what you said, it's going to come back for him, right? It's going to haunt. It may not haunt the principal person, the person coming behind. Somebody that stays abroad, overseas, keep sending money back home. Okay, bro, I want you to use this money to buy a land for me. Use this money to build a house.
We have cases like that.
You understand? You understand that
and
kind
you get back home, you only meet grasses.
And funny enough, these people we are talking about is your blood.
Siblings.
If not your elder brother, it will become your younger brother.
That's serious.
At the end of the day, only for you to come back home and meet a fallow ground.
Uncle, where's the house?
Do you understand? This guy, a lot of us back here in Turkey, like the kind of snow we experienced this year. most of us that goes out every day by day under this cold weather just to toil and make the little money. Possibly people back home may be thinking that, it seems these guys have money, or they're making money
on the leaf.
Do you understand? Not knowing the kind of suffering we are passing through. But at the end of the day, this guy now, even his mother, he will not trust his mother again because of the little betrayal the first person must have done. So now you will see that he will have something to do back home. He will just be thinking on how to divide himself when he has people who can actually handle that. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't eat money when you are doing some certain business for somebody, but let's be careful. Let's just be careful how you eat your money, right? What I mean is the benefits you want to take. Let's just be careful how you want to. You understand how you want to. You can go to the market to buy few things. Let's say this thing is sold for 5 naira. You can say, okay, sold for 5 naira, 2 cents. No problem. Right? Nobody will kill you.
Logistic.
At least we know, yes, that you spent money to go to the market and do all of this.
Yeah, no matter.
But when you betray this person, that person will live all his life or her life hot. Okay?
Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Victor. We are rounding up the show now. I just want to put this out to every viewer today. And what is this? Listen, many people are losing out today because someone has sown a seed of distrust into the life of somebody. And people around that should benefit from that person that has been betrayed never benefited again because of your certain acts, certain things you have done to block ways, roads to thousands of people that will have benefited. And this is why Checkmate is out to check ourselves. If you check the title Checkmate. So this show is always out to, to mirror ourselves, to see where am I wrong, where are you wrong. This societal, show. To mirror the society, where is society wrong? As individuals, body of Christ, as business people, as family, where are we wrong? To check ourselves. So if trust is scarce, if people cannot easily trust you, not that it's not only affecting you, you have the license to block other people that you benefit from others because of your act of distrust. Yeah. So we are only encouraging, this show is encouraging everybody to retrace the step back to the area of trust. All right, as you are running on, Mr. Victor, I don't know your final piece of advice to everyone watching us today.
Okay, thank you, sir. To the viewers and to every other person that might come across this video today or maybe much later in future, I will tell you one thing: don't betray anybody, irrespective of who he is. Because what we do today surely comes back to us. Maybe when you do not even know, you will see that thing that you think you have passed rolling back at you. Right? So if somebody entrusts something in your hand, please and only please try to keep that thing in a safe way. It could be secrets, it could be money, it could be property, it could be anything.
Whatever. Please
do not mishandle it. Do not mistreat it. Do it the right way it is ought to be treated, that tomorrow the blessings that follow such will follow you.
Thank you so much, my dear engineer. All right, from my ends, there's a legacy that you must leave behind. Everything is not about money. The Bible says that good name is better than silver and gold. Yeah. So whatever legacy you leave behind, for your coming generation, people will talk of it.
Sure.
So be careful of how you live your life today. What legacy are you leaving behind for the generation yet unborn? If people hear your name tomorrow and say, no, we can never associate with this family because of what their father has done.
Of course.
So let us be watchful and be mindful of that. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
And if you have not shared this video, this show today, please, I want to beg of you, don't, choke everything on your own alone. Share with people. Let us learn together. You know, your sharing might help somebody out of dish, might encourage somebody out of a certain lifestyle, and the blessing comes back to you. Thank you for being part of this show this week. Till next month, the month of September, that we are bringing Checkmate to you again. See you. God bless you.
Thank
Bye.
you so much. Bye.